No, I had some trouble with my phone getting it to connect. Can you guys hear me all right? Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? I might get the chat brought up on this phone. How's it going, Shoot? Plywood? You boys doing today? Bear with me just a second while I try to see what's going on with this other phone here. Okay, I got it. I finally got it. Hey Ray, how's it going? Plywood, Shoot. Did I miss anybody else? Kevin. Anybody got any good projects going on right now? Hey Rich, how's it going? There's Smallwood. I will be right back there with you guys in just a second. There. Look at the cigarette. Right now I am working on a video. I'm building one of Mike is making stuff benches, but the video is not going to be an instructional video. It's going to be a special kind of video. Hey Keith, how's it going? I know that feeling, plywood. Building a torsion top for your bench. Hey, you guys, make sure you subscribe to William Shoup there if you're not already. I'm hoping I'll get this video finished tonight. I will be starting a new, I guess we'll call it a challenge next week when payday hits. And this video that I'm working on right now is kind of a tie-in to it. So it's not really about the build. I'm doing a build while I'm doing a voiceover. What I'm saying is what's important. It's not really the build that's important in this video. We'll call it a motivational video. Can't you just picture me as a motivational speaker? Or is it the live? Live's up here, right? There it is. Okay. Hey there, Pine. How's it going? Well, I don't know what's happened to her phone, but it's touchy. Yeah, it was pretty good except for the mortar shell that blew up as soon as it came out of the tube. That kind of shook me a little bit, but that was the first time I've had that happen. I mean, I've had them go off early, but I ain't never had them go off that early. Tuesday morning, I got up at 4:45 and got everybody ready. And we left here in Greenville, Tennessee, went to Asheville, North Carolina to my doctor and my pharmacy. Left there and went back to Bristol, Tennessee to my fiance's daughter's eye surgeon's appointment. And then we left from there and drove my mother up to her boyfriend, friend, whatever they are. It's not real clear. We'll go with boyfriend just because it sounds better. He moved to West Virginia, so we drove her up there and back. That was a lot of driving. We were going to drop her off and then get a motel room on the way back, but the closest town to where we dropped her off, I mean, it's way up in the mountains. When I say I live way up in the mountains, it ain't nothing compared to this place. But the closest town that we came to that had motels were wanting $140 to $190 a night, the ones that actually had vacancies. The rest of them were full. and that was more than we could afford, so we had to drive another 100 miles after that. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I guess, is when we finally found a room that we could afford. I tell you what, that was a crazy ass ride. Hopefully they'll be nice and bring her back down here so we don't have to make that trip again. I don't know though. Now that we've made the trip once, it may not be so bad to do it again now that we know what we're doing. I mean, we could leave out of here the day before we're supposed to pick her up and stay in the motel on the way up there. Then it wouldn't be nothing to finish the ride and pick her up and come on back home, I don't think. But she's been claiming she's going to go up there every month since January, and she's always found an excuse not to. And, Mom's going to be 74 this year, so if she wants to do something like that, I want her to do it. You know what I mean? Where's everybody at today? Somebody else live? Did I go live on top of somebody? That's a good way to lose money, shoot. If I go in there by myself, I always lose money somehow. Yeah, Elegant's been live. Heck, he was live at 4 o'clock when I went and got the 2x4s. So and I understand how family events go, Kevin. I've done plenty of them. Well, when I get my paycheck next, well, yeah, I guess it's still considered a paycheck. When I get my unemployment check next week, you see, I hear a lot of people talking about what they would do if they were starting over with nothing. I'm going to pull about $40 or $60 out of my account, and I'm going to take that $40 and $60, and I'm going to start completely over. And I'm going to use it. Anything I make out of that $40 or $60, I can put back into it, but I cannot accept free tools. I can accept free wood and pallets, but cannot use any of my own tools. I'm starting completely over. I'll take that $40 or $60 and try to turn it into 500. And if that does good, I may kick it on up to try to take it up to 1,000. Does that sound interesting to you guys? I think I explained that the way I meant to. That light flicker. Let me go turn that one off. And it's kind of like one of those people take something and start trading and try to trade up to a house. Only I'll take $40 to $60 and go find some really cheap tools and try to make $500 out of them. If the reception is well, by the time I get to 500, I might kick it on up to making 1,000. That way, it'll show people that you can start out with just about nothing and what you can do. Plus, it might motivate me a little bit too. My motivation's kind of waned here lately. Damn, am I froze? Did everybody leave? Okay, something's for some reason. That's as far as the cat goes. Well, you six know what the challenge is going to be anyway. Got his poor Shoop's the only one talking. Hey, there's Steve. How's it going, Steve? Doing okay. Now everybody's talking. Shoop's going to end up passing me up in subs before it's over. Hell, I've lost a subscriber. I was at 401, at 402, and now I'm back down to 401. Is my live lagging that bad, or is it the phone that I'm watching it on that's lagging? What are these buttons for? Okay, so it's just the phone I'm watching on. Okay. Oh, what the hell happened there? Okay, next question. Did the picture fuck up after I touched whatever that button was? Yeah, my brain always lags. There was a couple of new buttons on my live over there on my phone that I'm doing my live with. I walked over and touched one of them, and then when I come back over here, I'm blurry. Okay, so it's not just me. I done something. What in the hell? See if that straightens it out. I can't stop touching stuff. I've got to. It was, wasn't it, Don? I'm gonna start doing that once or twice for every live now. Well, whose face did you expect to see? I mean, I guess you could have clicked on it and it'd been Chuck Norris's face, but that's not very likely, but I guess it could have happened. You're all right, shoot. I'm not concerned about that. Everybody's free to announce their channel every once in a while. That is just fine. Everybody have a good holiday. Yeah, that sucks. I was diagnosed with migraines once upon a time, but I think my headaches are what they call cluster headaches because I'll have a few and then I'll go for years without any, and then I'll go for have 8 or 10 a month for a couple of months, and I'll go back to a couple of years not having any. And that's more of a cluster headache thing than a migraine headache thing. I know one thing, when we got back from West Virginia, my allergies were completely crazy. Welcome back, Pine. I mean, they didn't really bother me while we were up there. Of course, we weren't there very long. We dropped Mom off and stayed about 30 minutes and left. But by the time I got back home, they were insane. So I don't know if there was some pollen up there that I'm not used to that got me or what. So, Pine, are you in Tennessee full time now? I know somebody asked you the other day, but I didn't get to see your answer. Yeah, I'm not a big city type of person, Smallwood, never have been. I drove my son's mother to upstate New York to a wedding for one of her family members one time, and we went around the outskirts of New York City, not into it, but around it, and God, that was just nightmarish looking. Hey, there's Norm. How's it going, Norm? Yes, Atlanta sucks, Chattanooga sucks, Nashville sucks. Asheville, North Carolina's not too bad. But it's not quite as big as the other cities that we've been talking about. Got any good projects coming along, Norm? Yeah, I'm not a big city type of guy. I'm just not. I've lived in Cookville, I've lived in Johnson City, and I've lived in Kingsport. That's the biggest cities I've lived in, and they're still not all that big. I get that, Lauren. I thought when I got laid off that I would be in the shop every day, but seems like other stuff has been getting in the way of me getting in the shop a lot here lately, and I'm trying to get around that, trying to get that to stop happening. Ooh, that'll be nice. Hey, C&G, I've got Bobby tied up in the corner over here. He can't talk right now. He's in trouble. Maybe he'll do something better this week. Well, as soon as I can see the chat again, I'll talk to you. There we go. No, I made him call and do the bid the right way. Of course, he tried to say he meant 5,500 to 7,500, not $55 to $75. But we all know what he really meant. Take it easy, Ray. Have a good night, buddy. You going to bed too, Smallwood? Have a good night, buddy. Damn, I must be boring. Let's see, we've got a Smallwood, we've got a Mycott. Who else have we got that I've made fun of? I ain't really made fun of anybody else. Well, thanks, Plywood. I appreciate that. I guess if he's the only employee, he would be employee of the month, wouldn't he? That's what gets me. But I mean, who knows? We might not have seen the rest of the customer yet because some people do think that I modeled that customer after somebody, so we might not have seen the last of him yet. Damn it, why does it keep bumping me out? No, Plywood, your name's just fine. I mean, there just ain't really much to make fun of there. But I guess if Smallwood glued a couple of other pieces of wood to him to make him bigger, he would be plywood too. Hey, there's Rich. How's it going, buddy? Did your attachments for your sawhorse work good for your processing, Rich? I had hot dogs tonight. I didn't realize taking mom on her little trip to see her boyfriend was going to run me broke, or I may not have done it. Yeah, I figured it would, but and I'd seen your picture of your chickens. I just hadn't got to ask yet. But I do absolutely love seeing people do things like that. Well, I mean, for your prototype, you do eventually have to make adjustments to everything you do. Your prototype's never your full product, so. Hey, Rich, are you in our Facebook group? You can feel free to put the bloody picture in the messenger. I'm not real worried about that. If somebody has something to whine about, they can whine to me about it. I told you to do it. Well, yeah, it's been announced. I'll go ahead and announce it again now that there's a couple more people in here. But it's not necessarily a challenge for everybody as it is a challenge for me. All right, Plywood, be careful out there. But when I get my check this week, I'm going to take about 40 or $60 out of it, and I'm going to start completely over with nothing. And I'm going to show that I can take that 40 and $60, whichever I decide to use, and turn it into $500. I can accept free wood. I can accept, free pallets, stuff like that. I cannot borrow or accept free tools. I have to pay for all my tools. This is just as a means of showing people, you don't have to buy the latest, greatest Fez tool to get started. You can start from nowhere. Start with what you have, start with what you can get, start now. This video I'm fixing to release is going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'll release a intro video to the challenge after it. But I think about a 50, 60 to $500 challenge sounds like that would be something interesting. I see a lot of people, and including myself, I've talked about it myself. If I had to start completely over, where would I start? And they say what they would do, but nobody ever shows it. And I want to show what I would do if I were starting over from nothing. That's what the challenge is going to be. And to be honest, it's just as much about getting me remotivated as it is you guys, because I've lost a little bit of motivation too here lately. But yeah, I think that's something that'll interest people. But the video I'm recording right now, I'm building one of the benches that Mike is making stuff builds, and I'm gonna voice it over with a little speech that leads into the challenge. I'm hoping I'll have it done tonight. I've got to get me 100 subscribers and then like a whole bunch of watch hours. Honestly, the only reason I'm doing the build at all and voicing it over is because I don't think anybody would want to just sit and listen to me read my speech without something else going on. You know what I mean? It'd be really nice if I get that bench finished tonight and it could sell tomorrow. Then I could go ahead and do that. Well, appreciate it, Norm. I try to watch everybody's too. And every time I see somebody go live, I always at least try to hop in and give them a like, if nothing else, depending on what I'm doing. I wonder what the dogs are barking about. There you go, Norm. I subbed to you from your fiance's phone too. So there's your extra sub. But everybody's more than welcome to have their channel shared on here. I mean, even if they're not woodworkers per se, even if you're a gamer and all you do is stream Fortnite, you can still have your channel named out on here, as long as you do it the right way. Excuse me just a second, fellas. I mean, if anybody comes in and says, hey, and talks for a little bit, says, hey, can I have my channel put on here? Yeah, you'd be more than welcome to announce your channel, but you just come in here trolling and then post just throwing your channel out there regardless, that would be a different story. Of course, I'll let Shoot get by with it because he's pretty cool, but hey, there's Ryan. What's going on, buddy? Hey, Norm, what software are you trying to use to edit with? At least I wasn't the only one that took a nap. But Norm VN seems to be about the easiest editor to use, in my opinion. And it seems to be pretty user friendly. I don't know anything about it, but that VN, Victor November, is what I'm saying if you can't understand me. VN is pretty good for an editor. Hang on, I'll put it in the chat. When you record a video, don't try to record it all at one time. Just record it in clips. Like, I'll sit here and talk for a minute, do my measurement, make my layout mark, and then I'll stop my video and restart it. And then I'll make my cut, and then I'll stop and restart and do that again. And then I'll splice it all together. It works out much better that way. There's the bulldozer. Hey, nothing's cooking. We had some hot dogs there a while ago. Right now, I'm just trying to decide how long I'm gonna sit and talk to you guys before I start back on my video. I think I'm gonna talk to you at least 2 hours anyway. So what you up to, Mike? You got anything good going on? That'll probably be tomorrow's problem for me. But since I've still not found that part for my weed eater and can't afford one now, I guess I'll be, or lawnmower, I guess I'll be weed eating it again. Well, I'll be weed eating the whole yard, weed eating the whole yard. With a tore up lawnmower, that's the only other way I've got to knock the grass down for the moment, so. Now damn it. Old lady's phone's really messed up here. I hate that I missed that. What happened on that live? Hey there, Hattie, how's it going? I had done forgot to do that. Yeah, I'll go back and watch it after I get done with my video tonight. I hate that I wasn't there for it. But I was in the same place as Don's wood shop. I took a nap. I've been saying for the last 2 years I was gonna get some chickens, but I've not done it yet. I believe I will. I believe I will next year. This year, I don't know, springtime kind of snuck up on me somehow. I'll go ahead and get me a coop built, but well before spring. That way I can be ready for them. I used to have a goat once upon a time. Well, I didn't per se, but my grandparents did. They got it when I was little. Goats are interesting animals. They'll stand on your hood, they'll stand on your back after they knock you down. I was like 10 years old at the time. Got any other good homestead build ideas coming up, Rich? Boy, you guys are quiet tonight. Usually I can't even keep up with you. Well, I'm only quiet because you guys are quiet. When you guys are talkative, I get talkative. So, did y'all watch the fireworks video I posted? I'll tell you what, that one that blew up right as soon as it come up out of that tube scared the shit out of me. I didn't care much for that one. I couldn't believe that blew up that low. I guess at least it made it out of the tube before it blew up, but that was crazy. Something told me to take a couple extra steps back on that one, so I did. I'm glad I listened. That one there at the end that was a bunch of red ones that went off one right after the other. I think I paid $30 for that last year. Last year, my fiance had broke her ankle, so she didn't get to come out and watch the fireworks, so we didn't do a whole lot last year. We held on to what we had. But that was a really good, it was a small finale, but that was a really good small finale firework. I'll definitely get another one of them. One of my dogs is, I'd say he's probably 11, maybe 12 years old, and he don't like storms and he don't like fireworks. Fireworks ain't as bad to him as storms are, but once it starts thundering, he goes crazy. He'll tear the whole house down if there ain't nobody here with him. He has to have a doggy Valium when a bad storm comes through. Now our young dog, he's a little bit over a year old now, I guess. He's not too bad about storms or gunfire or anything like that. Of course, he's part black and tan coonhound and part pit mix. So that coonhound in him, he's a hunting dog, so gunshot shouldn't bother him too bad at all. The old dog though, he's a lab terrier mix, so an animal shelter said they took him in when he was about one, maybe two. And I got him when he'd been there for a year or so I got him when he was about three, maybe four. And he had been living down by the interstate when they caught him. He was a stray. They said he did not like men at all, which, I walked right up to the cage and started playing with him. So he was the first cage I walked up to, me and him started playing. And this was right after one of my other dogs died, and everybody talked me into going and looking at other ones, and I didn't want to. But I let everybody talk me into it, so I went and looked, and we played through that cage for a long time and bonded a little bit. And I turned around, and all them women that worked there was just standing there staring. And I looked back at them, and I'm like, what? They said, he don't like me, and I ain't never seen nothing like you. I'm like, well, It's all about how you handle yourself around dogs. I've only been dog bit one time, and I guess I deserved it because I was technically cussing the dog out. So I don't think any of our cats are really scared of the fireworks or anything. But oh my God, I heard on the news a while ago that some kids were throwing firecrackers or something down, some kind of fireworks down in an alley somewhere, and it got the attention of a dog, and it came over there when they threw one down and picked up whatever it threw down, and it went off while it was in the dog's mouth. I don't know if that was true. It was something the old lady was watching on her phone. I was half asleep when I heard it, but I thought, oh my God, I hope that ain't real. Or at least hope it was an accident anyway. Come back out. Trying to glue my boot back together, but I'm gonna have to buy some new ones before I go back to work. Welcome back, Plywood. I don't know how long you've been back. I just now seen that you said that. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing to it if this super glue don't hold. Of course, I guess I could get some needles and yeah, I'm pretty quick. I'm faster than the average turtle anyway. Oh, my eyes are all hooked up and everything. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Now, I figured there'd be more people in here by now. I even went live a little bit earlier than I usually do to see if I can get some more people in here. Hell, I've not even had any trolls in here tonight. Where's the trolls? You know, I try not to go live on top of people, but when people spend most of the day live, sometimes it can't be helped. I mean, I try really, really hard not to go live on top of anybody. Hey, Jack, how's it going? We was all just wondering where you was. It's been awful quiet in here, so we was wondering where you was. He said that 2 weeks ago. Yes, Norm, it really is. That is damn nice looking, though, I gotta say. He's done a good job, even if it has taken years to make it. I just can't find a good time to go live. I had started going live right after Daniel ended his, but everybody's going to bed at that point. And then the last time or two that I went to do that, somebody else went live right after him, so it's getting hard to find the time to go live. You guys that are in here right now are pretty much my core crew that are in here whenever, no matter what time I go live, except for Shoot because he has to work, but we can't fault him for that. I've got to get me some internet here at the house so I can do more than one thing at a time. And it's much appreciated too. It really is. I think I've got 5 more weeks before the unemployment dries up, and then I have to go back to work. Yeah, plywood, that physical therapy on the rotator cuff is horrible. I could try going live about 6 o'clock in the morning. Did I see your what? Where did you post to that? I don't think I did. That's nice, shoot. There's Shoot's stool that he left in the toilet. That is real looking there, buddy. Okay, super glue's not gonna hold leather, so I guess I'm going on to the epoxy next. I'll have to go in there and look at it again here after we get done. Oh, have you guys figured out the community thing yet? On all the YouTube channels, if they have got it set up and turned on, there's a community tab now. If you'll look at the channel, it'll say visit community, and you can go in there and you can post pictures and post notes to the channel owner and to the community just like you would on Facebook or something to that effect. It's really pretty cool, I thought, but I turned mine on and I made a post in there about it. I don't think anybody's posted back yet. I mean, people have replied to the comment, but I don't think anybody's posted anything yet. Hmm. There's been a couple of replies, but nobody has posted anything. Nobody of their own on it. If you'll go into your channel page, if you've got it turned on, it'll say visit community, and you can go into somebody's post and it'll let you post something to them or post a picture or whatever on their YouTube page, community page. See there, I'll post a picture of my garden on there. After the picture finally loads up there, you can click post and it'll create that post. Takes forever for it to load the picture up in there though. But that's how you use it. I can't get these pictures to load. Even without the picture. We'll do it without the picture. Just as a test. So that you can see it post. And that should show up on my community page. But see, you can now post on anybody's community page just like you would their Facebook page. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool idea. I really do. I wish they'd have done it, months ago. Well, now I can't see the chat. I've got to get me my own second phone for this. But yeah, it's better than being able to just comment on videos. It gives you a way to interact with your community other than that one without having to use Facebook, because a lot of people don't have a Facebook account. Or they say they don't anyway. But this gives them another way to communicate with you. I don't know what's up with my fiance's phone. It's just all kinds of messed up. Looks like she has anything else running. You see where you've got the crown beside your name shoot where it says number one? It ranks the top three people in the chat. That's what the XP's for. Like right now, you're the number one person. You've got the most XP for having the most chats out there. Somebody else can take you over, whoever number two was. I think it was Jack. Yep. Guys, I'll be right back. The dogs are going crazy and somebody's knocking on the floor, so I need to see what's going on. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what in the hell's going on. The dogs are losing their mind, though. I mean, technically, you could do something with it now, shoot. I don't know what. You could make a game, do a giveaway for the number one chatter or something, but I don't know what in the hell's got the dogs so tore up. They're both going crazy though. You always win. You're always my number one chatter. I see that. Woohoo! That was what you won for being number one. When I first started my woodworking, this was all of the light that I had in the shop. Although I did have a drop light back here now. I did have it hanging up over my workbench, but I wound up catching it on fire. And you've got a drop light turned on and you forget to turn it off and the light bulb and it slips to the light bulb hits the cord, it ends up catching on fire. Looks like you're number two now, Norm. Hey, Shoop, it's been hot down here this summer. I went and bought me a fan yesterday. If I plug it up for about an hour before I start working, it cools it down pretty good in here, but oh, you did it. You bumped him. I'm going to figure out more about that XP stuff. There's Big Max. What's going on, Big Max? It would be an awfully small air conditioner there, Shoot. Let me turn this back on so I can see what I'm doing. Because I do have windows, but on the outside they're at ground level. They're 11 inches by 30 inches if I took them out. If I took framing and all out, it'd be probably 12 by 31 or 32. So that's not a whole lot of room there. Does your shed have a window in it? Get you a box fan about the size of the window. It don't have to be exact, but open that window up and build you a table to where that fan will sit right in front of the window, and that should help keep it cool enough to work in anyway. It ain't gonna be as good as an air conditioner, but I just don't know that I could find one small enough. And the fact that it would be laying on the ground when I stuck it out the window would be another problem I would have to sort out. But putting a fan in front of a window will cool a place down pretty good. When I went to get two before, I left my shop door open some and had this fan in front of it, and it did a heck of a job cooling it down. Didn't stay cool after I moved it and turned it off, but has anybody heard from Cat in the last week or so? Yeah, you could totally put a box fan in front of one of them windows. Shoot. I may try to get a hold of her tonight and check in on her. I've not heard from her in a while. Hey there, Joe Art. What size is your shed? Is it 8 by 15, 8 by 16? Yeah, the basement didn't get this hot last summer, so I don't know what the deal is with it. Okay, so that's what's going on when it pops up and says somebody said hi. I got you figured out now. It's hard to believe I've been doing this almost a year, guys. It really is. Hey, there's Dan's Homestead. How's it going? I must be lagging bad or this phone's messing up bad one. Technically, Norm, I'm Amy. That's my fiance's name, so I'm on her. When I type something in the chat, it'll be from her. That's something I've been meaning to do is copy everybody's link down. Well, I am John, but the phone that says John's over there recording, so when I put something in chat, it's from Amy. If they ever make marijuana legal in Tennessee, I'm going to open up a shop called Dan's Head Shop. I don't know why, I just like the way that sounds. Hemp's been legal, but they've tightened the regulations up on it now. Shoot. Hemp and marijuana are technically two different things. kind of like white oak and red oak. Hey Dave, same to you. I hope you had a great one. Hope you didn't have any fireworks blow up in your face. I did. I mean, while both do have THC in them, the amount of THC in hemp is nothing compared to the amount of THC in marijuana. I know a lot of farmers that used to raise tobacco around here really jumped in when they were going to legalize hemp. And they bunch of equipment, put a bunch of money into getting stuff going again, and they tightened the regulations back up this year on it. So I don't know how much they tightened them. I've not read the bill exactly, but well, I can't really tell you the difference either way. I don't smoke, but my fiance can. She bought something off of her, somebody that I'm not going to name any names, off of somebody that she knows, and it was supposed to have been weed, but it was just hemp, and all it did was cough her up and gag her. It didn't really have any other effects to her. She didn't get high off of it. So. Well, when Pine gets back into Tennessee, I'll try to save up enough money and we'll all get together in Gatlinburg for a day or something and make a day of it. I don't know if Pine's married or engaged or got a girlfriend or anything like that, but if he does, he can bring his better half and we'll all just make a big day of it. kids, yeah, that must put a kink in some. Well, I mean, they stuff for kids to do in Gatlinburg too, though, so that's fine with me. Are they little kids, or are they like arcade age kids, or? I've not been in an arcade in a long time, but that does kind of sound like fun. Maybe ride some go-karts. Me too, shoot. I used to love going down there and going to the arcades and hanging out. Even after I became an adult, I used to come down there, and every year I would start my fishing season out by getting one of the 3-day Gatlinburg trout permits, and I would come down there and fish for 3 days and stay at a motel. And I'd go to the arcades and hang out in the arcades quite a bit. I'd go to Crawdaddy's and eat, drink, sing karaoke. But I love going in arcades. I really do. Even to this day, I would probably still love it. I used to, and I don't see any reason why I wouldn't like it now. I've not been in one since my kids were little, but I would imagine I'd still enjoy it. I will be making a clock pretty soon. I went and bought me a clock movement the other day. I'll do it on video. I believe it'll be a bandsaw video because I've not got to put it in yet. Well, I mean, hell, they're $6 at Walmart. Ain't too bad, really. Assembly instructions. Slide rubber washer onto the shaft of the clock movement, pushing all the way down to the base. Slide brass washer onto the shaft. Slide clock face dial onto the shaft. Screw hex nut onto the shaft. Be careful not to over tighten. Slide hour hand onto the shaft all the way until it stops. Turn to the 12 o'clock position. Repeat with the minute hand and turn to the 12 o'clock position. Press the stem of the second hand into the top of the shaft until it stops, turn to the 12 o'clock position. That sounds kind of dirty. I ain't never used one of these before. I figured I'd check it out. Have they had that big yard sale down there yet? Shoot, do they still even do that? First week in August, okay. Oh, somebody's shooting fireworks again tonight. Let me go get me a drink, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. There's more people shooting fireworks tonight than there was last night. So, man, I'm dropping everything. 7th to the 10th. I might try to come down there for that, if I've got money built up by then. Sorry for the noise. I know that was a little bit loud. I don't think it's that loud though. And as loud as them fireworks, holy shit. That dog's about to lose his mind. No, I still ain't quite figured out how I'm gonna go about it. If I move this wood stove, that would help. But I'm afraid to move the wood stove because, I mean, it's not something I use every winter, but if something was to happen like the blizzard of 93 and the power was to be out for days, I would have to use it to heat the house. So it's just a toss up of what to do, really, more than anything. If it wasn't for the hole where that sump pup would go, I could put my workbench over there. And still leave my table saw about where it's at. That way I can still have room to rip long pieces. Move my miter saw over here where my workbench is. Put the wood rack where the miter saw is. Put the bandsaw beside the miter saw. I don't know. It's too many ways I need to go about it that I'm not sure how is what the problem is. Yeah, it's partly procrastination too. I'm not gonna even lie. If I knew how to go about it, it might be easier. Honestly though, I've probably got it about as good as I can get it. Cause I mean, so here's what I got. I'm standing with my back to the door. Oh, that's stupid fan. Oh. But that's about what I've got to work with. So there's not a whole lot of rearranging I can do, honestly, I don't think. Flossie, what's going on? Feather, how's it going? Thanks, shoot. That's a really nice bandsaw. I can't remember where I got it from. Some really nice guy gave it to me. Doing okay, Flossie. Going all right, Feather. I mean, dog's going a little bit crazy right now because of the fireworks, but other than that, everything's going good. Did you dig them up, Flossie? Because the plant's supposed to die. You're supposed to dig up the taters after the plant dies. I probably shot fireworks for about an hour, maybe. And that was going really slow. I only had about $45, $50 worth of fireworks, so. But Flossie, whenever you grow taters, when the plant dies, when the plant dies above ground is when you're supposed to dig up the roots to see what you've got. One of our plants is starting to die out finally. The rest of them's still big and green though. Well, if you would have been here at the start, you would have known. Okay, Flossie, here we go. Now, I see a bunch of videos from people, myself included, and they talk about what they would do if they had to start over, or they talk about how they started to begin with. So I figured I would take 40, maybe 50, $60, something like that out of my check next week and put that off to the side and use it to make $500. The rules are I cannot use any of my tools. Any tools that I use has to come out of that money. I cannot accept free tools from anybody for the challenge, and I cannot borrow tools for the challenge. I can accept free wood and pallets and stuff like that, but I figured that would give everybody a good look at what it would look like starting over with, absolutely nothing. And if I actually succeed and turn it in and make $500 that way, I will keep going until I make $1,000. And I don't mean just make $500 in general. Like, say I start out with $60 and go out and buy saw, drill, hammer, tape measure, stuff like that. That brings my balance down, whatever I buy. And then whatever I sell will bring that balance back up. But if I buy any more tools or anything like that, or some kind of finish that brings the balance back down, it has to be profit that I still have in my hand. Like I can't end up with $500 worth of tools and say that I won. It has to actually be cash or, money. God knows. I don't even know how much money I'm gonna use yet. I think I'll go with 50, maybe 60. I would go with just 40, but any saw that I buy used will have to have new blades. So I have to keep that in consideration. But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting thing to watch. More like you buying a riding mower for $50 and mowing enough yards with it to buy a 4-wheeler. Shoot. To show people that they don't have to have all of the biggest and best tools to start out with. Like I always tell everybody, go to a pawn shop or a yard sale or marketplace and buy you a circular saw or jigsaw from somebody for $10 to $20. Get you a drill and a tape measure and go from there. Oh yeah, I'll definitely if I can find one cheap enough, definitely be starting with a powered saw. I don't think my shoulder would let me use a hand saw very much. I experimented some with that the other day with, where the hell did it go? There it is. This little brush saw here, and I mean I can saw a 2x4 with it, but I just don't think I would want to do a whole lot of hand tools if I could help it. Am I lagging or is it other phone? It's the other phone. Okay. I have a video that'll be coming out sometime tomorrow because I doubt I'll get it done tonight now, but it'll be I'll be doing a build of one of the garden benches that Mike is making stuff make. And I'll voice it over with a little, I don't know, we'll call it a motivational speech or something to that effect. And that'll be the lead into the challenge. Feather, you're right, and that's a lot of where my problem is right now. This is just as much for me as it is for everybody else. I'm kind of down in the motivation department myself here lately, so I'm doing this just as much for me as I am for everybody watching. There he is. Did you get it done? Do you have a completely finished bassinet? So in other words, no, you didn't get it done all the way. Everybody said you was going to have it done today. I said, no, he won't. He's been saying that for 2 weeks. I certainly hope so. You've been working on that thing forever. How long have you been working on that? You've been working on that at least 3 or 4 months, ain't you? It's been longer than 2 months. I wouldn't be making fun of you if it was just 2 months. Yeah, I probably would too, but it's just to motivate you, that's all. Well, now that Dan's not live anymore, people should be piling in here any minute now. I should have about 60 or 70 viewers, right? Is plywood still in here, or did he run off? Yeah, that's something I need to be doing again, is trying to do some more builds live during the day, see if that don't pick me up some more people. Okay, Dan, you have a good night, buddy. Build you a big old fire. It's almost 10 o'clock. I figured everybody be in here by now. Am I lagging or is it just phone? Make this phone. Now, plywood's definitely not right, but that's beside the point. How many did you have when you started today, shoot? I bet that hurt, shoot. Why'd you let him do that? Damn it. Sorry, that came out before I could catch it. I'm still stuck at 401. I had 402 earlier and somebody dropped me. I bet he used his 18 gauge brad nailer. Mm. Hey, Boondock Bill, how's it going? Things are starting to pick up a little bit now. Still only got 10 people though. Yeah, my 4th was pretty good, Boondock. How about yours? Hey, Feather, you still in here? feather must have took off. I don't know if I've subscribed to you on her phone or not, Plywood. Hang on a minute, no. If I'm not, I'll give you an extra subscriber here. There you go, there's you an extra sub. Of course, I don't know if the old lady likes me doing that with her phone or not, but I don't care. Doc, if you watched my fireworks short that I made, you pretty much seen how my Fourth went. Ain't gonna lie, that one blowing up as soon as it come out of the tube, it freaked me out a little bit. I mean, I wasn't worried about what it done, what it would have happened to me. I was worried about something happening to everybody else outside. I swear, I believe I need to go ahead and start the historical marker channel that I was going to do. I mean, I created the channel, I just haven't done anything with it. But that, I had thought about that before I ever thought about this. Yeah, Norm, that mortar last night, it wasn't a real big one, but it had just barely left the tube when it blew up. And all I could say was, thank God it made it out of the tube before it blew. Congrats, CNG. Mud dauber. Tell me what you think about this, guys. Shoot, you live in Tennessee. You know those historical markers like they have alongside the road and stuff? I created a channel called Mark's History Made or something like that. I can't remember if that was the exact name of it or not, but it was similar to that. And I was going to go around starting in my hometown here and go around to all the historical markers here and, tell the history of them a little bit, just 5 minute video, 10 minute video, however long it needs to be. I thought about going around and doing that to all the ones here and then start branching out, going to, Johnson City, Morristown, Kingsport, and doing the ones there and just keep branching out. I don't know what all I know some states have them and some states don't, but I know I'm a history nerd and I know not everybody is, but I thought that would be interesting. But not everybody seemed to think it was that interesting, so I put it on the back burner. I may end up trying to do that some too and see how it goes. And fortunately, at least one of my historical markers, the area is kind of messed up. It was the one for Davy Crockett's birthplace. I only live about 5 miles from Davy Crockett's birthplace, but Helene completely messed it up, I reckon, covered it in mud and washed a lot of the stuff away, so. But I think I may do that. I think I may try it out anyway. We've got 3 Davy Crockett markers here: his birthplace and his family's grist mill and the other place his family lived. I mean, I want this to be my main channel for sure, but I feel like I believe there would be a market for that because there seems to be a lot of people that seems like they would be interested in that. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Terrific, Tom. You look like terrific, Tom. You look like this sheet of plywood over here. I just need 199 subscribers. Nice shirt, man. And we've been live almost 3 hours, guys. There's Nicole. How's it going? I think it's smoke. I'm not 100% sure. It might just be something off with the camera, but Nicole, I'm still waiting on this video and letter you were talking about a couple of months ago. I don't think I've ever seen it get that smoky down here before, though. See if I can do something about that. Yeah, I can see the smoke from over here. Is that fan too loud? Okay, good. I was afraid that would be super loud. We'll see if that clears it up some. Hey, yeah, I've got a few buckets of coal over here. I forgot about that. I guess that could be her tobacco seeping down here instead of my cigarette tobacco. That would explain a few things. I still want to hear this letter. It got me nervous now. What did I do so bad that required a letter? Feel like I'm being called to the principal's office or sent to HR or something. None of which has ever happened in real life, by the way. Hey, Plywood, do you think you could use an X-Acto knife? Do you think you could use an X-Acto knife? One of these things? Uh, you could just use some thin pieces of balsa wood or something like that, and use the X-Acto knife to cut stuff out and make some little things with it to get you making something until your shoulder's better. You can get a set of them at Harbor Freight with a bunch of blades for a couple of bucks. But that would be easy on your shoulder. Get you a thin sheet of balsa wood. You can get those at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or somewhere like that. And cut out pieces and glue them together and paint them and make little decorative villages or something. That would be something that would get you some content to put on your channel, and that would get you used to using tools without having to actually hurt your shoulder to do it. Just a thought. I mean, I don't know why that even popped into my head, but I've got a rotary tool. It's not a Dremel. I don't know what brand it is. It's not my brother-in-law, the actual real life Bobby ordered for me. It's a Genesis. I've got all kinds of bits for it, but carving just ain't something I've ever really been able to do. I've got a carving knife set over here, and I've got some carving bits that will chuck up in my drill too somewhere here. Not sure where. Oh, it is. Hmm. Maybe they're over here. On my back. Well, there's my carving knife. There's, oh, that went backwards. There's my carving knife set. Boy, that'd have been funny as hell if that stool would have turned over, wouldn't it? Y'all have got a hell of a laugh out of that. My son just got his CDLs about a year or so ago. remodel the bathroom. Oh Lord, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, guys, I'd love to do stuff like that too. I wouldn't mind getting me a big box truck and making me a small wood shop in the back of it and traveling around. And I don't know what good that would honestly do me, what I could accomplish like that, but it sounds like a neat idea. Uh, yeah, it definitely needs a remodel. Yeah, yeah, Flossie, I've been thinking about that. Making me a rack or two somewhere out of the way for some of my wood. Nicole, if you have any leftover tile from your bathroom remodel, build you a little bench that'll fit about 2 people, and put the tile on the top of it. I've seen some really nice benches, really nice looking benches like that here lately. I thought about buying some tile and making one, but who knows? That might come up later. Okay, Plywood, we'll see you later. Yeah, we've got a Habitat for Humanity restore, but they don't really seem to have much as far as building material goes. I mean, they've got furniture and clothes and stuff, but they don't seem to have much as far as building material goes. I mean, they didn't even have one board in there the day that I went in there looking. Yeah, Nicole, definitely do that. That's definitely something people will watch. Of course, Nicole, anything you post, I'll watch. I even go to your channel every once in a while to see if you posted anything new. I'm still waiting to hear this letter I've heard about, but I feel like I'm in trouble for it for some reason. I'm innocent. Innocent, I say. Damn, my phone's about dead. Okay, I can't handle that blood. Oh, Lord. Okay, now I'm caught back up. Okay. The Dear John video. Oh, my Lord. That hurt. I've never gotten a Dear John letter before, and now I'm sad. Okay, so who all do I still have in here? Sound off. Flossie, Nicole, Shoe. Norm. I'd say the fifth one's me. Okay. I might go here in about 10 minutes and let Dan have some time. That way I'm not confiscating it all. And it's hard to watch two lives at one time. Or it is for me. Sorry about that. I muted you guys for a second because I know that cigarette roller is loud. Nicole, if you go through and it happens to be marked private, let me know and I will mark it public for you. Hmm. Whenever I've got the money to cave in and buy me a new phone where I've got the screen shattered on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and activate another number on it. That way I've got two phones and that way I don't have to take the fiance's when I'm trying to watch the chat. Yeah, straight talk. This Moto 5G that I got for $49.99, I really like it. If I hadn't busted the screen and run it through the friggin' dryer, I mean, it's been a damn good phone. I can't believe it's still going as much hell as I put it through, honestly. Hey, Steve's back. Where'd you go? Everybody's starting to come back now that I was getting ready to get off of live. Let me rephrase that. What was for dinner? Yeah, same here, Nicole. I'm about to get off of here to go up here and check on mine. I'm sure that my old dog's had his doggy Valium by now, but he don't like thunder and he don't like fireworks. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing about it the day of the 4th, the day before, the day after, but any more than that, it's excessive. Mmm, grilled burger and potato salad. That sounds damn good. But I mean, if people shoot fireworks all week long here, that's going to be an issue. Few days, I get, I understand. I was young once, I done that stuff too. Hey, Kevin's back. Make sure you eat plenty for me, Kevin. Now, Thunder sends my poor dog way off the deep end. He does not like Thunder at all. Well, it's okay to do that every once in a while, Kevin. Just not all the time. Yeah, we've been going for 3 hours and 35 minutes, guys. Yeah, that's one reason I'm going to go ahead and end it, just because he's live. But I'll try to go live again sometime tomorrow. I have no idea when it'll be because Whacking and Shack will go live sometime. Daniel will go live sometime around 7, I'd say, or 8. I don't know who else is going to go live tomorrow. Probably everybody. I'll try to find some time to squeeze in there somewhere. Yeah, Flossie, I know what you mean, but it is what it is, I guess. Well, I love y'all. I mean it. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate it very much.